everyone, so it's Tuesday now. Please ignore all of this. I am sweating as I have been for the last like 2 weeks, it feels like. It's 11:30 and I've just been doing housework all morning, and I am just taking a little break just to edit and upload my video from yesterday. It's already pretty much edited. I just want to go through and just kind of check it. And then I'm gonna carry on with housework. I am not hungry at all, and what I love about doing this is it just kind of goes to show how often I eat and like I'm not even hungry. I actually felt really good this morning, and I just noticed myself feeling like a lot better doing intermittent fasting, and I noticed the results are quite quick as well, which is another thing that I love about it. I think everyone kind of wants to, you know, lose weight as quickly as possible, and I do think it does kind of speed things up a little bit, but not in a horrific way where you're losing like 2 or 3 pounds a day. It's, you know, it's very realistic. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this off and then I will let you know what time I end up having lunch, but I'm probably maybe even possibly gonna wait till 3ish, like actually eat at 3 o'clock, or at least start cooking at like 2:30 so that I don't leave too late to get Brooke from school. So yeah, I will catch up with you in a little bit. So it's now 2:10. I'm sorry if you can hear the noise from the fan. I would melt if I didn't have it on me. And I've just had some crisps and I'm about to have my fried egg on toast, and I just bought some more salsa because it just tastes so much nicer with it, and I like the like tomatoey like tang. Personally for me, I don't find it too much of a difference if I eat like white bread and brown bread, because lately I've not been eating that many different types of foods. I feel like I know more now what does and doesn't affect me, and I've talked about this before, like bagels. I find if I eat a bagel I really bloat and it seems to show the next day. If I eat a lot of pasta or a lot of rice, if I eat a little bit then it won't make that much of a difference, but a lot of it does really bloat me. And I see a lot of people used to talk about like normal potatoes versus sweet potatoes, and people used to say that like sweet potato is always the better option, but now a lot of people kind of say that that's not necessarily true. Obviously sweet potato has a lot more sugar in. I find that if I have something like jacket potato or Spanish potatoes where, you know, the potato's just cooked and there's not really a lot of ingredients that go into it, then I'm fine. And I've had that for my dinner quite a lot, not recently, but you know, in the last couple of months, and every time I have, I've not found that I've gained weight, I've not felt bloated. But I have made scalloped potatoes once and it made me feel so bloated, and the next day I'd put on a bit of weight, and I don't know if it's because like all the ingredients like the flour and everything, even though there's not a ton, I just find it sits really heavy on me. So I think if once you know your body, it's so much easier to do, and I like doing it like this. I like keeping my feeds to a minimum because then I know exactly what's going on. I tried to start my hair. I'm definitely not one of them people that can have their hair like messy but cute. I always find that my hair either looks like decent or it just looks a mess, and I'm just way too hot to straighten it or have it in a ponytail. I find that when I have it in a ponytail it's too tight on my head, whereas this is a lot more like loose. It's probably because I don't have makeup on either. I was online earlier, I'm always like reading stuff about people's like weight loss journey or watching videos about it, because I love to hear what other people have been doing, and I used to kind of obsess over it, but now I just find it interesting more than anything because it's something that, like, for me, I want to know more about. I want to know what works for other people. And someone spoke about your kind of mentality when you're trying to lose weight, and I've always found that for me, I find it really difficult in the sense that, you know, nobody's doing it with me, and I don't have a lot of people to talk to it about. And a lot of people who do know that I'm doing it, they are more the kind of people to be like, oh, but you don't need to lose weight and things like that, which I think is just kind of human nature to react like that. There's very few people who understand why I'm doing it and support it, in a sense that if they need to make comments just to kind of remind me or make suggestions and help me out, they will do that. And mostly it's my family. And I've always found that I would rather just not talk to people about it, because it stresses me out too much. And you know, in some ways I just don't need to hear people telling me that I don't need to lose weight and all that, because like I've mentioned before, I'm doing it for me, I'm not doing it for anybody else. And she was basically saying how, you know, obviously when you are dieting, or when you're in that dieting kind of mindset, you want to like cheat, you want to binge, and when you do finally get like a treat meal or a cheat meal, then you often binge, or you go like, oh, I've lost like £3 this week, so I'm going to treat myself to like a takeaway, but then obviously you'll put on like £2.5, £2, and then you have to spend the week losing it and things like that. And she was basically saying how you should be in the mindset of, I'm happy with my body, I love my body, I don't want anything to change, therefore I'm going to treat it better, and I'm just going to listen to it and do what it wants me to do. And doing it like that, you don't have the whole, you know, like I'm dieting, I have to cheat and all that kind of stuff. And she does intermittent fasting as well. I can't remember her name, so I'll have to try and find the video that I watched. And she was saying that as soon as she kind of started thinking like that and just listening to her body more and just doing exactly what she felt like it was telling her, she lost like £70. And because she wasn't treating her body as something that she was desperate to change, and you know, she was treating it more of the fact that she was already there, it just wasn't really on her mind all the time. It wasn't stressing her out. She wasn't constantly looking at herself and thinking, you know, because sometimes when you're so far away from your goal, it can almost seem impossible. Like, there are times when I sit there and think, I am never going to look how I want to look. And, you know, like I said in my update video, when you're trying to focus on the things that you can change and forget about the things you can't change, you can't, you know, just completely put them out of your head. And it is difficult to be working towards an end result that sometimes when I'm, you know, when I'm not feeling happy, or at times it just kind of hits me of like, oh, you're never going to look like that. You're never going to look how you want to look. It's impossible, when, you know, it's not. And that's why I've kind of taken myself away from having a completely goal weight and goal figure. Like, I have in my head the idea of what I want to look like, but not specifically, because if I feel like I do that and, you know, I can't get there for whatever reason, then it will upset me, and I don't want to then just end up going, I'll give up and put all the weight back on. I want to just focus on getting my body fat as low as possible, because then I can then, you know, reevaluate myself and think about what I want to change, and just kind of take it step by step rather than just jumping ahead. And I can see why it would work. It would probably also stop you talking about it to people, because I think when you surround yourself with people who either, you know, are naturally slim maybe, or are not bothered about their weight, because, you know, a lot of people aren't. A lot of people are very happy with how they look, which is absolutely fine. They are more likely to kind of try and tempt you to have things that you can't have. And, you know, they're obviously not doing it to be horrible, but sometimes it can be really difficult when you're with people like that all the time, because then when you've got like 5 or 6 people saying to you, oh, it's just like one drink, it's just one chocolate bar, it's just one cake, it's, you know, it's one meal, then in your mind you're like, oh yeah, you know, it's fine, they're all telling me I've got to do it, so I do it. But whereas if they don't, you know, if you don't really talk about it to them, then they won't look at you as someone to be like, oh, come on, you know, let's do it. It's all that kind of peer pressure that unfortunately will go right on from when you're a child to, you know, when you're an adult. And there will always be somebody who will be like that, and, you know, it can be really difficult. So I'm gonna try, I want to just try and think like that more. And obviously, you know I'm not happy with how I look, but I'm just trying not to think about it like that, because then every time I sit there and I have like a chocolate bar, or there's something in the house that I shouldn't have, or I'm about to eat something that maybe I shouldn't do, you know, every once in a while, I don't want to think, well, I'm not going to be able to have this for ages again, this is my only opportunity, so I'm just going to stuff the whole chocolate bar or the whole, you know, big packet of Pringles in my face. Whereas if I'm not thinking like that, then I'll be like, oh, 2 pieces of chocolate, there you go, I'm done. Like, I don't need any more because I don't feel like I want any more, and I know that it'll make me feel sick. So I hope that makes sense. To me it makes sense, and I know that like losing weight is like 80% what you eat and, you know, 20% what you do in the gym, but there is a large part of it that you need to be ready for, and you need to have the right kind of mind frame to do it, because it shouldn't be such a depressing thing. It shouldn't be so hard either. I mean, sometimes I sit there and think it's food, like it's just crazy that I shouldn't be able to just do it, and I should be eating like this. So yeah, I'm gonna stop rambling and eat because my food's pretty cold now, and I will catch up with you when it's dinner time probably. So it's 8:15 now, and I should have probably let my dinner settle for a little bit longer, but I am so tired that I just wanted to hurry up and come in the gym, go home, have a shower and go to bed. I'm sorry I haven't vlogged that much today. I've been in the worst mood. I've just been so moody today, and I thought I was due my period this week or next week, but I couldn't remember what week it was, and it's just literally started now. So yeah, that's probably why I've been so moody today, and I was pretty moody yesterday as well. So yeah, it kind of makes me feel better because at least I know I wasn't just moody for the sake of it, and I think the fact it's so hot doesn't help either. I have had a lot of stomach pain today as well, and I've got really sore knees, and I normally get sore knees like around that time as well anyway. So yeah, I'm just a little bit of a mess, and I've just felt so like, oh, because like my hair's been a mess, I've been like sweating all day, and it's just, no. But I'm doing shoulders. Shoulders for me, I feel like is a really stubborn muscle. I feel like I have a really good workout, but they don't feel that sore. And I feel like I could probably push them just a little bit harder. So I'm gonna add, I think, another like superset into my workout today, just to give it that little bit of an extra push. And because I'm in here on my own today, I won't have as long a rest between sets. So yeah, I'm gonna push them quite hard today. I know that you're not normally supposed to like relax a little bit when it's like your time of the month. For me, I normally find that exercising actually just helps relieve pain. But obviously as it's just started now, tomorrow is probably when it's worse, and it's back tomorrow, so yeah. So I'm gonna work out, and then that will be it for this video. I still really have enjoyed doing intermittent fasting. I really appreciate the fact that my calories are probably super low. I haven't been tracking as much because I do find that when I'm more listening to my body, and I suppose it's a little bit more like intuitive eating, I find that I'll easily stick under my macros anyway, and because I'm eating less than what I was, I know that I'm not going over anything. For the first like week, I do still like to keep my calories pretty low, and I find that it kind of just shrinks my stomach a little bit, and you know, I'm not losing like an insane amount of weight each day I do it. Obviously if that was the case, then I would slow down a bit, but yeah, I am more listening to my body. Like I've said, everybody is different. I'm just trying to make healthier choices and fill myself up with more like nutrient dense food, rather than, you know, eating something because it's in my calories. I would rather eat healthy foods, because then you can generally eat more of it anyway, than just being like, oh, you know, this chocolate bar is only like 50 calories, so I'll have some of it, or, you know, that kind of thing anyway. So yeah, so I'm going to get on with my shoulder workout. So I will show you kind of a snippet of it all, but I'll probably just show like one set of each, like superset and things like that. And I'll have it listed down below, like how many reps I did and how many sets I did and everything. So yeah, so thank you so much for watching. Sorry, my mum and dad's tumble dryer's on if that's making noise. But I really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.